Get a job. Go outside once in a while. But you live in your mom's basement, bitch. Were you once one of those upstanding citizens that used to say this to people when you were a kid? Are you still saying it now, but suddenly you find yourself in a situation where the girl or guy you're trying to win over actually plays MMOs and you desperately want to impress them with your gaming knowledge? Well, these videos are for you. You won't find anyone else on the internet making tutorials like this for you guys, so you are welcome. So without further ado, I want to welcome you all to the MMORPG Real Adult Guide. For those guys and girls who didn't have time to play these bitch-ass children games, you guys had a real life doing real things. Let's jump into this shit with the basics of playing an MMORPG. Now today we're going to be using Final Fantasy Online as the interface. A little bit different from other games, but for the most part, most of these controls are going to carry over into other games, so you have nothing to worry about. I'm so excited. Are you? You should be. Fuck. Section number 1, creating your character. Now, you're probably a tool, so I'm going to teach you how to navigate this. Non-computer savvy people get really overwhelmed when offered more than one option in the form of a giant button. Kind of like this one time, my buddy who used to work IT at a hospital had to tell the nurse that she had to turn on the computer before she could type her email. Now, there are many options here to personalize your character, but seeing as you probably haven't been honest a day in your life, let's just press the randomize button until we find something so far from the real you that even you'll lose track of your character whilst playing it. Part 2, picking a name. Now, name is a really important part of making your character. It is your identity in the game. Now, the one thing that you don't want to do is pick your real name. So say if your name is, I don't know, maybe yeah, you don't want to pick that dumb name. The game that we're using here is Final Fantasy, so you have to have a first and a last name. So we're just gonna call you Super Truth Bitch. Wow. Okay, so now we're just gonna click on your name and it is time to enter the game. Wow, I know it's your first time in a real game, but you can do it. We're gonna do it together. Now we're just gonna skip through this cutscene real quick because you're not actually playing this game for the game. So the first thing we gotta do when we get in this game is we're gonna be teaching you about basic movement of your character. Now, what you're gonna first do is place one hand on the keyboard, and that's the thing with all the buttons, and the other hand on the mouse, as you're going to be using both of these things to navigate this world and move your character around this world. You probably already know how to do this from your job, but it's a little bit different from the touchscreen at McDonald's, so it might take a little bit of getting used to. It might seem intimidating, but remember, this is for your girl. Heaven forbid she finds out you're nothing like what you've been telling her all this time. And as for the motion keys, as I almost forgot to tell you about, you have W, A, S, and D keys. W is going to make you go forward, S goes backwards, A goes left, D goes right. At the same time, you're going to hold down on the right mouse button, and that is going to make you look around and direct your character where you want your character to go. Now, this game is actually pretty straightforward, but I'm just going to be talking in general. Most games, usually at the beginning, before you get to go out and do anything in the field and start hitting stuff, you are going to have to take your first quest. Usually the game throws you right into a first quest, so that isn't too hard. Now, taking quests is extremely important. Sure, you can go out there and just start hitting stuff until it dies like you did back in high school, but that's dumb and you'll get nowhere in life, which is pretty much where you ended up anyways, or you wouldn't be lying, but that's besides the point. A quest is basically when an NPC, or non-playable character, I'm sorry, tells you a bunch of stuff that you won't read, and then you go and do that shit for experience. For example, someone says, hey, won't you take my love confession note to the girl over there? And then you go, yeah, I totally accept that quest. And then when you get over there, you give it to her, you tell her that it was actually from you all this time, even though it wasn't from you, you lying son of. And that segues perfectly into leveling up. Now, leveling up is like aging. Sure, the number's raising, but you're still an idiot. But now you're an idiot with power and responsibility, and younger people might listen to you when you say that you're gonna give the note to the girl. I trusted you. You son of a bitch. Now that you know about leveling up, getting experience points, fighting, doing quests, you are ready to go out into this world and start pretending that you know what you're doing in MMORPGs to impress this girl or guy that you're just trying to date. I hope you guys have fun, and I will be doing more tutorials on this, teaching you guys more advanced things like your first dungeon or getting your first mount in the next tutorials that will be coming out within the next few days. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. I hope you learned something from it, and good luck in securing that person with lies. Alright, this has been your host Siege, and I am out. Don't forget to press that subscribe button and thumbs up if this helped you learn what you need to learn. Peace out, bitches. I love y'all. Unless your name is Steven, which in that case I hate you, bitch.